Are you an indie podcast or content creator looking to reach a wider audience? Look no further. Introducing Podcastic, the ultimate podcast network designed exclusively for indie creators like you. At Podcastic, we believe in the power of unique voices and fresh perspectives. We're here to amplify your passion and creativity, connecting you with a growing community of engaged listeners who crave original content. Podcastic is more than just a platform. It's a support system built for indie podcasters, offering a range of resources to help you succeed. From tailored promotional campaigns to professional production assistance, we're here to help you shine. Our intuitive platform makes it easy for you to be seen and heard. We do all the heavy lifting for you. You just show up and create. Plus, with our advanced analytics, you'll gain valuable insights into your audience's preferences, allowing you to refine your content and grow your fan base. Ignite your passion, expand your reach, and thrive with podcasting. Visit our website at www.podcasticlife.com to get started. Podcastic, the home for indie podcast and content creators.
The content you're about to hear is a part of a paid programming segment. The views, opinions, and statements expressed belong solely to the sponsor and do not reflect those of Podcastic or its host. This segment is for informational and promotional purposes only and should not be considered as advice or endorsement. Listener discretion is advised.
Yeah, you already know what time it is. Welcome to the Blackout, y'all. In case y'all don't know, it's going down right here on Podtalk. You checking out the crew, man, right on podcasting, and you are listening right now because you can't see nobody on the show that they call Podtalk. The one and only, the big homie, the one they call Q Lewis is with us. What up, Del Q?
What up, man?
Yeah, you heard it?
We here. Yeah, I heard it. I was on the here.
Yeah, okay.
Blackout. It's cool because we got audio, so it's all good.
Yeah, we got audio. Yeah, because originally
we already decided we was gonna start focusing on audio anyway.
Yeah, because before we really get started, shout out to Todd, Tam, and Cal.
For sure.
They almost sound like a group. Todd, Tam, and Cal. Anyway, I'm silly. You know, kind of TTC. What you want to be? TTC. Anyway. So
it didn't have the rain that I thought it would.
No, not at all. But hey, we're here and we're back. So, Cuba, before we get started, man, today is Wednesday, and really on Tuesdays we want to talk. We really want to start bringing people into some tech. The mic system that you have, it's incredible. What is it called?
The mic system that I have is incredible.
It is.
Anyways, they're Zoom mics. And
they know Zoom mics.
This is Zoom mic. Oh, you're talking about the other mics that I use.
Yeah.
No, those are incredible, man. Shout out to Pneumono Sound.
Pneumono
Sound Capsule. I'm not real sure about the engineering behind these microphones, but however it works, they're wireless mics, wireless lavaliers, and they pick up your voice, but then also the cube picks up the room's ambiance. So what's cool about that is like if you in the bar, or I always use the reference at the bar because I do a bourbon podcast, but wherever you're at in a crowded situation, like it'll actually capture the ambiance of the room, and you can actually go in after post editing and turn that up or down. So like if you want to hear the people in the background, you can turn it up, or if you want to completely silence them, you can cut it all the way down. So, and it really works. So shout out to Pneumono Sound. I recorded quite a few podcasts that way. I'm actually thinking about even in studio, maybe using those as a backup just in case something goes wrong with the audio through the microphones that you got. So yeah,
especially cool. That's a good backup though.
For sure.
It's a great backup.
Especially if you out potting, like, you know, out in the wild. If you potting on location, like this is perfect because you don't have to have a soundboard. You don't have to have no electricity. You can just pull up with an iPad or iPhone and record and have the audio recorder right there and go for it. Yep.
That's dope.
Only thing they're missing is going live. If they can figure that out,
yeah,
that'd be fine.
I think they figured out it might mess with something that involves the quality of the sound, so they probably just don't do it. However, and plus I don't live it takes a special group of people and a technique to really do it and do it properly.
That's true.
Yeah, so shout out to you. Shout out to you and your team who do things live as well. I pride myself on being mobile, being able to be mobile and live, because most people just can't do it. Most people can't get sitting still and right. You know what I mean? Let alone being mobile.
Right. Hey, shout out to y'all too, real quick, man, for last week at the Detroit Trinity Film Festival. I wasn't able to.
Trinity
International, right?
Film Festival.
I wasn't able to make it up there, and I was leaning on y'all to fill in. And I tell you what, y'all should have been there anyway. Like I ain't got no business being there. Like after seeing y'all broadcast, I ain't had no business being there no way. Like if I was gonna be there, I should have been there with y'all, because my production never looks like that.
You silly as hell. Yes, I do.
And I don't even have a tablecloth. So yeah,
I don't even got a tablecloth. You silly as hell.
I just be pulling up.
But I tell people, that's another thing about podcasting. I think podcasters still should have the right materials to let people know that they're podcasting. You
For
feel
sure.
me? Because a lot of times, people just be there and they be like, "So what you here for?" And then they say, "Oh, you don't got no table? Oh, you don't got no chairs?"
Right.
You be like, "Shut your ass," But I get it. Everybody got to start from somewhere. But when people try to compete, they need to learn how to compete. And really, every podcaster is fighting against radio right now, whether we believe it or not, as far as our positioning. Because people would pick radio over podcasting any day, but podcasting we don't have no rules, we don't have no guidelines. We could say and do what we want to. We could play who we want to. You know what I mean? So I just tell people, like, support podcasting.
No, for sure.
Support podcasting.
Podcasting should be a part of your ecosystem, just like you would include the radio or anything else. It should be included in that. I think it's coming around. I guess I'll say what it is. I will say that there's a lot of podcasts, and maybe a lot of those may not be your cup of tea, right? So you feel like because of that, you don't want to include any podcast. So you got to kind of change your perspective on that, because like these are legit media outlets. Yes. Even the radio people that you listen to normally have podcasts. So.
Because they starting to bow down to the process or the system of podcasting now, because to be able to be effective without having to go to commercial break, because that's the system that's been set up for years. Right. Let's go to commercial break for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. You be sitting up there like, damn. Sure. And after you start doing podcasts, you start realizing, like, that's a long time to be gone, bro. You feel me? And it's not enough work. But it's because, hell, most people have a radio show for 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
You feel me? I mean, it's from 6 a.m. to 10.
6 to 10.
Mm-hmm. Then going from 10 to 2.
Right. Exactly. Playing the same 3 songs 6. Over and over.
You know what I mean? So it's crazy and it's weird. But that's how. Go ahead.
It's how it's always been done. Yeah. So that's all it is.
But that's how late night broadcasters on radio learning their niche. Shit, they leave broadcasters on radio for almost 7 to 8 hours overnight.
Yeah, true that.
As if they didn't matter. The same thing that they did with TV back in the day. TV used to cut off at 12 o'clock.
Right.
Now TV don't turn off.
Sometimes I wish it would.
I do too, because there'd be some BS. But
it do.
I want to say some things about people not understanding how important a microphone is. And people think you need the most expensive mic. You know what I mean? Me and you know from past purchases that you do not need no $400, $300 microphone.
No, you don't. And to be honest with you, I think what's missing, I know we're talking a little bit of tech talk today, but I think really what's missing is people knowing how to speak on the microphone. Like it's not the equipment; the people don't know what they're doing. Like, dog, you have to speak into the microphone, dog.
Into the mic. It don't have to be. And guess what? You don't have to be up on it to get heard.
You just gotta got the right angle. That's all.
I'm more than a foot and a half away, and if I want to get closer, it still sound the same. It's just that you have to know as an engineer the dynamics of your mic. True. And if you don't, that's why people are, hey y'all, welcome to such and they all that talk on the side. Hey y'all, you sit up there like, and men are so homophobic. They don't have nothing like this towards they face. Oh no, they put it down. Like I'm straight on that. Okay, stop.
Like, do you want to be heard or not? Like, that's the thing. Like, what's really the problem, dog? Don't come on the podcast being too cool, bro. Like,
right. And I think the people that have a show or do shows need to know the technique of a microphone. The technique of a microphone needs to know, and some people don't even know that some of their microphone input is on the side of their microphone.
Yeah, some of the old schools.
Taking the foam off the mic if it come like that is important, so you know the direction of the mic.
Yeah, for sure.
So
some of the other ones there used to be like that. I had I can't remember the model, but yeah, you could talk into the side of it.
I like that flag. I see a flag up there. Okay, all right.
What flag? What we talking about? Oh yeah, yeah. It ain't never in the camera. It's finally in the camera now. But yeah,
that thing right there. Right there.
I got you. I got you. Right there. Yeah, I got you.
Right there you go.
No, so yeah, the equipment is important. Like I'm not gonna tell you to go get the least expensive thing, but like you don't have to break the bank. So, for sure.
When I started, I would keep telling people 3 mics for $50. That's $13. $13.99 just a piece.
Right. Nah, for real.
And they sound good. They sounded damn good. And it's a condensed microphone. Condensed microphones are made for talking. Condensed microphones are made for singing, rapping. And if you decide to rap, just understand it's not going to be as good as you would if you had a dynamic mic. So bottom line, understand your equipment.
Yeah, that's really it.
Yeah. And the microphones that me and Q are exhibiting right now are ZDM ones. Yep. ZDM ones, they're very inexpensive to me to be a microphone of this quality.
For sure.
The most you're gonna pay is $89, but they're 50.
And look, and I'm you talking to somebody who purchased Rode mics originally because I had a Rodecaster. I thought it would work better. And it's more expensive, but I ended up switching out to these because it made more sense. So
yeah, it sounded like you listened to some shows that was on Podcastic or something. But anyway,
as anyone else who's listening, you definitely should take heed to that. Get some decent microphones. You ain't got to spend $1 million, but make a good investment though.
Yeah, and it's an investment. It's not a thing that's gonna break the bank. And if $50 is gonna break the bank, you need to just stop podcasting and go get your ass a job.
Right.
Bottom line. I tell people the truth. Podcasting ain't the easiest thing to do. The most return money on return type of deal. And it's not fast income coming in. It's not.
Right.
I don't care. Sure. You can own 40 studios. If they ain't bringing in the money to take to pay the bills, you still got to play catch up.
Right. Nah, for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, that's cool. We talked a little tech talk today. Let's jump right into it, Q.
For sure. All right. So today, man, we're talking about where podcasting is today, right? Where it actually stands. Now, I think this question is a little bit loaded, right? Because you can ask where does podcast actually stand, but I think everybody's perspective is going to be different. So again, I know we've been talking a lot about this since we left Podcast Summit, but my perspective has changed a little bit. So I think where it stands, or where I think it stands, is probably a little bit different from most people, because now we understand something a little bit different, like coming back from that summit, and it's just kind of refocusing the purpose of your podcast. I think
Yes.
so. Originally, a lot of people wanted the idea is to get a lot of listeners, a lot of subscribers, and then try to get some sort of advertising deals and things like that, which is something that can happen, but that's gonna be the real slow burn though. Like, so your podcast should really be a catalyst for a bigger business venture.
Yes.
And when you look at it that way, or a product, and if you look at it that way, it can actually happen a lot faster than trying to get like advertisers and stuff.
And sponsors. Very true.
And sponsors, yep.
Like if you do that and you fit a particular niche, people will start coming to you. They become more of your followers, and they'll tell people. The growth in them will show through the growth in you, and it's just as simple as that. If you start teaching people how to set themselves up properly, is dope, because they are your testimony at the end of the day. Q, I've been doing AI. Excuse me.
I know, and I got to get on board.
I've been doing AI. So I just created my own job ride sharing app, right? So
hold on, what?
I created my own ride sharing app. So and it's called Need a Ride. I need a ride, because evidently I do. But that's beside the point. But the truth is, when I first started off, this was something that cost me almost $48,000 to do. I had a ride sharing app called Tap, right?
Okay.
And it cost almost like 48 grand to do. And we was the third ride sharing app in the whole country. Yeah. However, we wound up accumulating almost 16 to 24 riders, but they didn't have that much faith in a smaller company like ours. We didn't have the material and everything. Right. And by the time it was done and said, we spent almost $80,000 total, or 85. So when it boiled down to being dope, though, this is where I try to tell people: just because you see somebody else do it, now let's go for podcasters. Just right. Because you see somebody else do it, and they doing it with, it look like they're doing it with ease, they are not.
Right.
I do the Rise the Ground Morning Show every day, Monday through Friday. It has it's a difficult task to wake up every morning.
It is, but somehow y'all keep doing that shit,
man, and getting it done. Shout out to my squad.
No, for sure.
From Cam, Brittany, Chantel, Lake, Todd, Gigi. To everybody that does it. However, not saying that we was doing it wrong, of course not, Q, but our focus is changing gradually. Our intro got to change too, because right now, as we change it, our new website is podcastingnetwork.com. So now you just heard, so things got to change. And it's just teaching me a lesson that we got to stay ahead and keep pushing no matter what. And regardless, the statistics of podcasting is growing every single day, because the opportunities change. It ain't nobody in rule of thumb. Podcasting is probably the only network nobody is in charge with. Hey, you ever thought about that?
Yeah, I didn't until you just said it.
It's probably the only industry that no one is in charge of. And that's the first time in history we can't. Nobody can blame the white man. Nobody can blame the black man. Nobody, because it's all
right, the inmates are running wild in here.
Right. There you go. And the fact that we got that much control of our own, it shows how much, when we say other people got control over us, that we don't if we just follow what we need to follow, and that's ourselves in your own mind.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
So that's why I say with those different perspectives, like that definitely changes the answer to that question. That's why I said I think it depends on what stage of your podcast career that you're in, and also what you've experienced. And I say that because a lot of things that we've seen other people do or learn from people who have been doing it longer, or from these conferences and stuff, all of that changes your perspective. And I want to say this too, though. I think where it's headed, and I say this almost every week, but the whole aspect of the live show, I think, is a thing only because for whatever reason they're making streaming so important. So,
Yes.
so these streamers are streaming. This is basically a way for you to stream, which I think, I'm comfortable going ahead and throwing this out here because people take ideas or whatever. But I do feel like at a certain point, even if you're not recording live, you should go ahead and stream your podcast. All right, if you get what I'm saying, right? So what I'm saying by that is while you filming the podcast, somebody should be streaming live behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like so that's again that type of shit takes a team.
and I think BTS teams is going to be the next group of people behind podcasters. It's going to grow. I think
it's going to have to.
It's going to grow, and it's going to take youthful minds and legs to do it. When people, I got a call yesterday. Somebody, you're so offensive. You say young people not doing. I said, listen. You have to think what I said is true. Don't mean it cannot. It don't mean nothing cannot evolve from what I said. Right. I said so. What I just said was the BTS teams, behind the scenes teams. You need youthful legs and youthful minds to capture the different things and make it happen. That's gonna be a whole. That's gonna be a whole industry on its own.
And it should be.
That's gonna be the new street team. That's gonna be the new street team of the future
of podcasting. Yeah, no, for sure. And I agree with that. And another thing too, though, for the old heads like myself who are in the podcast game, like if we're doing something like that, you can't be stingy on paying these people to do the BTS, man. Like you're gonna have to pay for it.
You're gonna have to pay for it.
That's probably why I ain't got it right now.
Well, the reason why, definitely one of the reasons why I don't use BTS, because I know you have to pay some people, right?
Yeah, you gotta pay some people.
And at the same time, I'm like, I don't mind paying some people, but as long as you're don't charge me what you gonna charge me what the future is bringing.
Right.
You feel me?
I got you.
If you say, hey, Miles, man, tell you what, throw me such and such. Okay, cool. I don't need you here all the time.
Yeah. I
don't need you all during the time we recording. I just need you to catch some behind the scenes, bro.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
But then somebody told me $100 per day. I'm not doing that. That's $700.
That's a couple dollars. Yeah, that's a couple dollars.
And that's $2,800 in the whole month. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Before I do that, I would just set up some cameras and put it on audio, because So have you begun to work your switcher yet?
Nah, I haven't. I need to switch to that. I'm still using StreamYard.
Okay. So you get unhard headed. So anyway,
one of these days.
So and on Switcher, you have a way to shuffle your cameras.
Okay.
So it could be unattended, and the camera is just every 10, 15, 20 seconds that you tell it to go.
Switch on its own.
It switch on its own.
Really?
Yeah. And so I think that's dope, right?
It is.
But people again have to realize where you at. Where do you plan to be at? You know, what I mean? What you going to use this material for? And shout out to everybody. Shout out to Tia for her movie. Shout out what she actually gave podcasting a great plug on her movie.
B-Ty was clowning in that motherfucker.
B-Ty was clowning. He took my role, but I couldn't think of a better person to be able to do it. He did a great job.
Yeah, he done caught the acting bug now.
Yeah. Overall, we have to understand that we have to make our own history as well.
Right.
So I'm looking out and challenging anybody. I want to do my first exhibit in February of next year of podcasting at a museum. At a museum. So
podcast exhibit, that'll be wild.
And so it won't be just Detroit. But if it has to be, it will be. But I'm looking for podcasting from all over. All over the place. Where it began, everybody know the truth. But the whole thing is by the time black people start thinking everything is not a scam, we will be okay. when me,
a lot of shit is.
Yeah, but when me and you was doing what they call internet radio and or cloud radio,
Right.
when we was doing it, people thought that was a cheat, like internet radio. Well, for me anyway.
Yeah, it's pirate radio.
Yeah, and they looked at it. They looked at it like, I'm straight, right? Now, podcasting and internet radio is no difference.
Right.
The culture just different because internet radio had no culture. Internet radio just looked at, like you said, pirate radio, right? Mm-hmm. And so it has a negative annotation on it. So we have, I hope I said that word right, but we have connotation. Thank you, Ken. Connotation on it. You say, is it connotation or connotation?
Yeah, connotation.
Connotation. Yep. Anyway, it sounds like a girl I used to date. Give me some of that connotation. Anyway, so bruh. So overall, when internet radio was going, it was still popping, and a lot of people listened to internet radio, whether we believed it or not, because it was just different, right? But now people listen to podcasting. XM radio is nothing but podcasting.
Yeah.
I mean, XM Sirius,
they play a little music. Yeah.
They play more music, but at the same time, they don't need the license to do it no more.
Oh, for real? I didn't know that.
No, they can play whatever the hell they want to, unless they. I mean, if they just do it to the podcasting way, you can play what you want to on podcasting.
Yeah,
now,
gotcha.
If you just do it on your own medium, somebody gonna call you later.
Yeah,
you feel me? But
right.
But I'm gonna show you the difference. Mm-hmm. They know as well, if they could see and only seen that the record was only heard X amount of times, you only required to pay what is played.
Gotcha.
You feel me? Yeah. Radio, as we was coming up and doing stuff, they had to give us a blanket and we had to pay a certain amount of fee no matter what.
Oh, no matter how many times it played.
Exactly.
Really?
They won't do it. It changed because now people are getting paid per stream.
Yeah, true.
And it's really per 1,000.
Right, because one stream ain't gonna get you shit.
one stream is that's what you get like
right.
Anyway, but so we have to understand though, now's the time for everything that created history, made history, created moments. Podcasting have to do the exact same thing in order to be effective. That's why on November 11th we calling people to take the picture of the day in Detroit.
Yeah, dog, that's gonna be dope, though.
I think that's gonna be dope.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope. So we, what we doing? Like putting a flyer together for that, or we just start telling people?
Both, and all three.
Both. Okay. Both
Flyer,
of them and one.
Yeah. So, but we should be starting on that this Saturday. Shout out to Pancakes and Podcasts that we got coming up in August, and
not for sure.
Yeah, and for people also who want to get recognized for podcasting, we got the Oscars coming up. So you can go to the PoscarAwards.com and nominate your favorite podcaster, near and far.
So when do the nominations close?
August 17th.
August 17th. Okay, so we got damn near a month.
Yeah, everything is right there on the site to tell everybody where to go, what to do. We got to get with Lake and make sure we're going to do the nomination party where we said we was going to do it. I think it's going to be dope.
Okay,
I just think it's going to be really, really dope.
Yeah.
But no, another thing. Let's go on to the next thing that's on the list.
Okay, so what we was talking about obviously is just the where we think podcasting is currently. But what I'm gonna veer away from the script real quick here because I had a statement I want to make too before we move on. Again, I think it's time for everybody to reposition your perspective on what a podcast is. If this is what you're trying to do to make money, again, if this is just like what you want to do to get your shit off every week, like you just want to let your hair down and talk shit to the people, then that's fine. But like if you're really trying to make it do something, this is the time to change your perspective because right now in the corporate game, like podcasting is becoming an actual form of medium and advertising. So like at this is the time to take it serious. Like if you was gonna take it serious, this is the time to do it.
Now is the time.
Now is the time. Yes, I just want to throw that out there.
No, but that's dope. And I would tell you like this too. They have been saying this for the past year, though, that podcasting is probably the number one lead generator you can ever have.
Exactly.
Right now. Because it's right, especially if you have a business. Hypothetically speaking, if you have a clothing business, you got a clothing store. If you just had a small table with 2 microphones, you ain't trying to sell time to clients so they can do their podcast, but you might you might have one of your people want to sit down and say, let's talk to the people. Let's see what they say. And hey, I'm gonna give you an example because shout out to Rufus at Simply Casual. Hey, thank you for shopping at Simply Casual. But right now, I'm right here live on Living Noise. We have roughly about 3 or 4 clients that shop with us, and we want to let you know their experiences, and I want them to tell their experiences they have here at Simply Casual. So tell me, Baba, how was your experience? Oh, it was great. It was lovely. I really liked it. People are nice. We got wine. We got beer. You know what I mean? Just getting people involved, and people like, damn, I didn't know they do all that. I didn't know their hospitality was like that. I want to go check them out next week. You feel me? And I just think, even if it's not a public place like a clothing store, if you have a doctor's office, you need to have a pod table. Yeah. You feel me? You need to have a pod table.
Everybody, look, I've been trying to figure out a way to say this to make it sound catchy and shit, right? But like, everybody shouldn't do a podcast, but everybody needs a podcast.
Right.
Like, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, right?
No,
you get what I'm saying?
It makes every bit of sense, but everybody don't need to do a podcast when they talk about socialism and how they feel and what they don't like and what they do like. But if you're in business, every business need to have a podcast table.
Yes.
I'm going to say a podcast table, 2 microphones and 1 camera. It don't have to be, man, but the angle and the light, and no. Pick up a spot in the building, get a small table, 2 microphones, a mixer. They got mixers that fit 2 microphones for $130. Get that done and get you a camera or iPod and record it. And don't be all dumbfounded with it. And you don't always have to go live. Record it, cut out the beginning, cut out the end, put it to YouTube.
These are real things.
That goes directly to your webpage. And everybody need a website. I'm sorry. One of the biggest equipment.
I did agree with you at first. I'm still in limbo on that one. I don't know.
Well, you don't have to agree because we're not in the agreeing business, but we are in the podcast business. And the reason why I say anybody who does a podcast need to have their own website. That way they can control their own destiny. Because if YouTube go down or Facebook, and everybody witness what happens when Facebook go down, everybody loses their mind. Yeah, YouTube has went down before too, but to go live on your own website is the most beautiful thing you can do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And
I can do that.
So podcastnetwork.com, you'll be able to see live shows and other shows too that we have. We have their link directly to their own YouTube page, so people don't forget. Like, you can still use your site though, but use your site with your name on it. You don't tell them, like, oh, go to YouTube, because when they go to YouTube, they see Jay-Z just had a concert. Now they click on
never get around to following you.
They never get around to following you.
I'm talking shit about it, but like, I got a website, so
okay. Well,
I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't even know what I'm talking shit. But
I don't know why you're talking shit neither. I was gonna say that to you, but anyway. But E-Block, I'm pretty sure E-Block has their own way of doing things. But however, I tell people, it's best if you have your own website, especially if you have your podcast name. And yes, the Rise and Grind Morning Show.com will be coming soon. And the thing is, it has to come, because those are the things that's going to make us stand out and stand away from the rest and just not be on YouTube.
Nah, for sure. And also, too, I guess the main thing about having a website, and I don't know if people listening right here, you might want to take notes on, but the main thing of having a website is you've got a place for commerce.
Yes,
simple as that. That's really the bottom line.
Definitely,
you got a place for commerce. Yes. Like, that's really it.
And I tell anybody who building AI websites, such as myself, who don't go with the regular monthly decorum of paying for a website. I'm doing websites right now for only $250.
$250.
And the only reason why I'm doing it like that because I think it's fair. I cannot preach and tell people, "Oh, you need a website, but I'm gonna charge you $1,250."
Right.
Oh, you need a website, I'm gonna charge you $700. But what I'm willing to do,
people charge a bank to do websites, dog.
So the next 5 people, I'm gonna do their websites for only $250. They have to pay for their own domain and storage, and it's only $250. And guess what? I learned a very valuable thing. Most internet server-based companies that do stuff for websites charge you per usage and not monthly or yearly.
Really?
Yeah. So right now, the use of my website that I did 4 months ago only cost me $1.44.
Mm-hmm.
$1.44. That was 2 months ago.
Right.
So if people start coming to your website, start clicking and that means they're looking for something. That means they're either going to buy something or either join whatever you're going to join, right?
Right.
$1.44 ain't bad.
No, not at all. Ain't bad at all.
And even so, once you get with the right person, which such as myself, I'm only going to tell you the truth. They do a thing in the server business called droplets. So it's only a small portion. Like, come on, the average person only getting like 600, 700 views per month. It's
okay.
It don't they ain't nothing. This only clicking.
Nothing,
man. Nothing. Right. Shout out to Tam Telling Tales. Calvin Deal is on us right this damn sure. The PoscarAwards.com. Join us. Tam, hello. I'm glad you are checking us out and listening. I really appreciate that. But yeah, so we have to really think. To have your own website is so important. If you don't have your own website, you're doing yourself no justice. You're serving yourself a big misjustice, however you want to put it. Shout out to Mark.
Like I say, for no other reason than you got a space for commerce. I just got to keep reiterating that because that's what you need to be thinking about.
Yeah, look,
you need to be thinking about that.
I'm starting a new website. Website is already up. It's called Save It for Sundays. Save it for Sundays.com. And it's all about the new podcast we're going to debut August 2nd. It's coming on Sundays, every Sunday at 2 o'clock. And we're talking about marketing and promotion and things that will help you grow. If it ain't up for you to grow, it ain't for you to know. Bottom line, that's how we're going to do it.
That's your tagline?
Ooh, no. I got a whole new tagline, but it's dope. But I'm dope. I do dope shit. So listen, shout out to Kanye. I stole that. You don't need it anyway. You're going crazy. Listen, anyway, so at the end of the day, I'm going to say this. If you're looking for people who you think is bigger than life, reach out to them. Somebody going to say yes. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So far, we done had some good names on our show. We done had Kim Willie. We done had Bruh Man. You know what I mean? We done had a lot of good people on our show.
No doubt.
And on our network. So it's all possible. But if you're not going to make your business about interviewing people, don't make it, because you're always going to have an excuse that I'm not doing my show this week. I don't have nobody to interview.
Right.
This is the new journalism of non-journalism, but to be journalistically correct, it's journalism. It's journalism. And
what? You just said a whole bunch of non-journalistic stuff at the same time.
Because the truth is, somebody who went to school and paid $80,000 to go to school, swear down, they're a better writer than the person who just writes and have a natural knack, right? I'm saying this for people who interview on. Shout out to Shandy. Shandy is probably one of the best interviewers I done seen just come out the woodworks. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I could put her up against anybody who's been doing it for a longer time. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Shannon has been doing it for a year, but I can tell you one thing, and truth stands true, that she's probably better than 90% of the people that I know to interview people.
I think it's because she's naturally inquisitive. I think that's why.
In other words, Shanny Q just calls you nosy as hell.
Naturally inquisitive.
Naturally inquisitive. That's a good one. She knows this. So, but the truth is, I put her up against anybody. You know what I mean?
sure.
And she gonna come out, you know how you be like, my little sister beat your ass. You know what I mean?
Right. Nah, for sure.
Shani is good at what she do. And I think she behind the engineering, she witnessed a lot of people do and say bullshit. So I think she come with weaponry. And she come thorough with it too.
I guess piggybacking on that, like you just said, like coming from her experiences, like all this stuff that she learned, I'm gonna ask you this because you've been in the game for a long time. What's what's the hardest thing you had to learn about podcasting?
How not to voice my opinion when it's not needed.
That's a tough one.
It's a real tough one.
Because it's your opinion, you want to give it, no matter if it's warranted or not.
And sometimes I just want to be given. Wisdom is not accepted in all rooms. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So people look at this, my white hair, my white beard, or whatever, as being just getting old. But this is wisdom. These are things that I've learned during my life. Right. And there's a lot of people who's not breathing, but I am. There's a lot of people in worse conditions than me. And those are some of the people I've learned from.
Right, now for sure.
I seen what crack can do. You know why? Because
you seen somebody do crack.
I seen people do crack.
Right.
I know what alcoholism can do.
For sure.
So when you ask that question, definitely is voicing my opinion when it's not needed, and also voicing my opinion when I know it's gonna start some crap.
Yeah.
On the show the other day, Tuesday, July. That was probably, I really wanted to get up and walk out of the show because the stuff was being said was just asinine to me.
What happened?
I mean, you just gotta go back and watch the show, and you'll see my face.
You talking about the morning show, or
the morning show?
Okay,
Shout out to the team. But that show dealing with call-ins and dealing with emotions and feelings. Journalism shouldn't have emotions and feelings and opinions when there's real facts out here. You feel me? If even if they're reporting about the homelessness in Detroit, the truth is somebody decided not to do something about improving themselves. Somebody that's in drugs decided not to go to rehab.
Oh, so this is one of them situations about choices and decisions.
Man, yes.
That conversation will always lead you down the wrong path.
Because listen, I had so many excuses in the whole world not to do what I have done. But I ain't do that but Miles, everybody not you. That's not my point. The point is that I don't know how to play baseball, but if I decide to go in a baseball field, either I need to know how to swing a bat, catch a ball, pause,
hella pause,
or throw a baseball. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
for sure.
Those are the rules because you're on the baseball field. When you're in this thing called life, you have no control on what other people do, and you have to make the best decision possible.
Right.
And if you don't, that was your decision. Young lady Yamina said that she actually talks to ChatGPT and she don't mind. She'll make life decisions off what AI told her. I shouldn't. But again, this is the part where I have to shut up.
Because when you say stuff like that, you're asking for an opinion or something. You're not just saying it, right? Like you're saying it because you either want approval or someone to agree, some type of agreement. You can't think that you just go throw that out there that's not going to meet some kind of opposition. Like you just can't. Right?
I don't know what people think. That's the whole thing.
You're right. I got to stop assuming. Yeah.
I damn sure had to stop assuming.
Yeah.
What people think. And
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's not a great idea. I'm going to go out on a limb. That's not a great idea.
I asked Chat to make me the least expensive setup possible. It came back with $800.
Yeah. No, that's not true.
Again,
Oh, that shit ain't true at all.
chat will analyze a video where it says that and see the correspondence or the response it got, and it's 20,000 people, and they see the one that says $400 and see it says only 7,000 people. Evidently, the 20,000 must be a better.
Yeah, gotcha.
And so we have
It's
to
based
understand.
off of numbers solely.
Nobody. If you don't know how AI works, and you seeking
That's salvation.
counsel from AI, yeah.
So the biggest, the hardest lesson you learned was
Voicing my opinion, bro.
I got you there.
And then, wait a minute. And voice it now. If it was me 12, 13 years ago, I voiced my opinion. Everybody like, yeah, hell yeah,
Right.
Ma, Doc, that's my man. Yeah, hell yeah, do that, bro. You feel me?
Do that, bro.
Boy, a nigga,
Said nobody ever.
A nigga have a couple of hard shits, boy. Oh man, I don't know. He don't know what he's talking about, man. We ain't got no car right now, dog. You know what I'm saying? Be like, yep, okay, all right then. And so that's why I decided not to. And I never would judge nobody what they have in their studio.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, whatever works. Honestly, I just know that there are some things you can get. I don't want to say get away with, but there's some things you can scale back on and still deliver a quality product. So like
all day.
Yeah, instead of spending, and I'm about to take shots at a couple of people because like it's the truth. Like spend a few less dollars on your equipment and spend some of that money on some other resources like some podcast conferences or some counseling with people who've been there or can get you closer to what you aspire to do. So instead of paying $700 for a microphone, spend $50 and spend the other $650 on something else.
Yeah,
to get you closer to what your goal is.
I say the same with people who I know spend $2,000 and $3,000 for cameras for their studio. Mm-hmm. It made the mistakes of their studio so dope, and it looks beautiful, but they going nowhere because they still got to pay that bill at the end of the day.
And I do, trust me, I do love the aesthetics of a lot of luxurious cameras, right? But also too, I'm also relying on the fact that podcasts are still audio first. I know we probably got tricked into thinking that. Yeah, we got tricked into thinking that it's a video thing because of all the celebrities and all that kind of stuff. But in real life,
during COVID, we was tricked.
That's all it is. We was tricked. And the thing is that even with your video podcast, most people are doing something else while they're listening. So they got you in the head, they got you in the ear pods or whatever, and they're not even watching it anyway. So still it's audio first.
And that's another thing. Somebody told me you need to have pretty women on your podcast. I'm like, well, the women I'm around, they pretty, they cute. But they don't got all that fake hair and makeup on, looking like they around on McDonald's going and drag to the food show.
Right.
But I would say this. Eye candy helps, but it don't help for the right reason.
Yeah, true.
It don't help for the right reason. It's just like I tell my friends, you gotta have substance. And that's why I told my friend, like, right now I'm on a journey, of course, losing weight and getting my health together. So it's never about me losing weight. It's about my intake on what I take in. And that's what's going to stop me from gaining weight. I have lost 32 pounds. Yeah. However, I lost it because it's certain things I just don't eat no more. I just don't eat sugar at Coney Island when I go to get coffee. Yeah. You feel me? Even though I'm in a place like Coney Island. Right? And eating fried foods right now make me nausea. Make me nauseated. So it's hard for me to really engage. So today when I went downstairs, she was like, what you want? I said, I don't know, I got to think about it. I just wanted me some French toast. Yeah. That's it.
French toast, that's wild.
French toast.
I had no good French toast in a while, though. I would say the hardest thing I had to learn in the podcast game, and I think this is I think this is a life lesson too, though. It's just to stop underestimating yourself. Like
Yes.
you gotta be the one to understand the value of whatever it is that you offering. Because if you don't, in real life, I know this is probably cliche, but if you don't believe it, nobody else
will.
Yeah, so.
Hey, yo, Q, it's that time, man. We gotta get out of here, bro. So send us about here.
For sure. Yeah, we're gonna get up out of here real quick though. Next week, Frank Sasso from the New Pod City Network does want to jump in with us next week for the show. After you seen us talking about the no mono sound capsule and everything, he hit me up yesterday. Like, I like what y'all talking about. I want to jump on. So
that's dope.
Yeah, so next week we gonna have Dog on. We can talk about some of the audio stuff that because he's really on the audio side of things. Like they rarely do video. So yeah, so we're gonna have him on next week. So that'll be cool. We have some more tech talk, of course, and then we'll talk about some more podcast stuff because this is the podcast about podcasts. Podtalk, man. Live from the podcasting studios in Southfield, dog. We up out here, man. I want to thank everybody for checking us out. Some of us are live in Southfield.
Right.
Shout out to Tab Teller Tales. Shout out to my man B Todd. Of course, shout out to Cal, the super producer. Shout out to my man, the mediapreneur. I think the mediapreneur, the engineer of the year, the producer of the year, everything. All that. And of course, man, it's your boy Q Lewis holding it down live from the 48205, man. Red Zone, baby. Peace out, y'all.